Let's get straight into it. This is exactly what different parameters inside this crypto market shows you. Now, don't get confused with short term and macro charts. Both of them will convey you an entirely different thing. Don't misunderstand them because that can cost you your portfolio. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now, when we get back into the charts, watch the Bitcoin chart on a short term. What do you notice? The price action tried grinding higher. Yeah, it did the retracement and it again went back up. After which, it created a distribution pattern. This is a micro chart, yeah? And then it broke to the downside. Now it's coming back up to retest this zone. What do you really expect the price to do here? That is going to make the difference, yeah? Now look at the total crypto market on a macro chart. You're going back like last 10 years and finding what trend line worked and what we may see in the near future. So if you do zoom in a bit, when you go back into the 2017 event, you'll see this. Before the price action took off, there was a correction to retest this previous swing high. And that was 40% drop in the price. Right now, if you do look at it, even if we come back down to retest these swing highs, it's not that bad. It's like 22% total crypto market drop. But where is the confusion? When you go into the alt market, what you see is this. You have increasing amount of selling volume in the last monthly candle when it closed, but sellers were unable to push the price lower. That shows it, right? The volume to the price. That's good. Now, you look at the current monthly candle. It's about to close, just 2 days. The volume is lesser than the previous one and it's in buying. But the price action is bigger than the previous one in the buying side, which is good. That's a good information on a monthly chart, which is crazy. Now watch. When you do plot them, you're watching that when the monthly closes, we don't want it to be in red. That's it. Now, to go into red in next 2 days, how much should the market drop? That is the only concern we have. 8% plus drop in the market can push this candle into the red zone, and that won't end well. However, if we don't do that, it's a great time. Yeah. Now, that is in a market where when you actually zoom it a little bit out, you get to see this. This is exactly where people would ask questions like, what the hell are you saying? You're saying it's bearish on the macro, bullish on the micro, blah, blah, blah. No. Honestly, watch. This is the weekly candle on which we're playing. And it's already confirmed the hammer at a resistance. Now it's making a hanging man at a resistance. I know that's not that big confusion. It is a resistance and you're watching these two candles say. There are times when we have gone up above that, breaking through the upside. But the question is, at that time, where was the strength? Was it coming down or was it going back up? Yeah, fine. We know that. It was coming down and then it was bouncing back up. Now, where are you? Are you making a top and coming back down? Or are you making a bottom and going back up? This is a huge difference. That is the swing in the market which we see all the time. But what is the crazy thing here? This is a weekly chart, yeah? So keep this in mind. The big drops only come after the RSI exceeds the overbought region. Yeah. So you have a micro drop initially. People say, no, we're going to go back up. And it has a micro bounce, creating a lower high. And then it drops big. Fine. So now, which direction are you looking at? Put it on a line. It's going to be easy for you. You made one roof here, which is 105,000 on a daily close perspective. Now, weekly close perspective. Now, if you do close the next one here at 103, all that you saw in between was just volatility, the noise in the market. And if that noise in the market suggests I'm making a lower high with that kind of a divergence, there is some trouble. The price action may drop. How much? We'll have to see. But still, 30% is big. Now, considering it may drop just 20%, we are watching, okay, how high it may go in the medium term, short term. How would the whales play this out? So you go into the Bitcoin chart, zooming a little bit in at 3-day chart. And the 3-day chart shows you I'm taking support at the moving average, but I'm also taking heavy resistance at the all-time highs region. Now you zoom in on a daily. This is where you're looking at things and you're like, wait. We have a rounded pattern. We're trying to go back up. So on a 3-day, you're still coming down. You don't have a bottom. On a weekly, you're still coming down. You don't have a bottom. But on a daily, you do. So the micro is still suggesting you there can be a bounce. Yeah? Now, bring the Bitcoin dominance in. It agrees. It is trying to do the ABC pattern in here. So you're trying to bring up the A. You have completed that. You have done the B. You have completed that. You're now going for the C. So once the C is completed, usually what happens, right? That's the trouble. It starts the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. It goes to the other direction. The trend changes. Now, for those who are holding altcoins, that's a good news. The only teeny bit where we are concerned is this rise of the C leg. Because if you look at this, the A, B, C has been volatile before, whichever direction it was going on to. So if that's true, when Bitcoin actually pushes a little bit higher, what the hell is going to be the action in altcoins? We can get the sentiment easily coming into the market here, picking it up. Some of these coins are trying to push up into green, and a lot of others are dropping. So the sentiment is mixed, but the majority is still in red. Just look at last 1 week. You can see a lot of these assets down 20+%. Yeah, a majority 15+% to the downside, and that is in the first 100 large cap coin. As you go further, last 1 week, some of these are down 25, 30, 40, 50%. So you kind of get the heat in the market. So one thing which you need to keep in mind is last 2 days with the daily close and the weekly close, we saw that the volatility came in just before the candle close. Whether it's the weekly candle close, which brought in this big of a selling pressure, whether it's the daily candle close, which brought that much selling. Now, what are you doing? What can you expect for the next daily close? I'm looking for an ABC here. Yeah, you go up, you do that ABC, bringing the attention back here, and then maybe you're going to get rejected like this. That is of a bigger possibility because your major macro support for Bitcoin rests here. If you break that, yeah, that's choppy. It's going to be bad. Now, say you want to look at similar patterns. That is okay. You want to look for something which is showing you similar structure. It was going up, then failed to do a high. What happened afterwards? This is where history comes into the picture. Now, you can take Bitcoin itself. That's sure. But we are picking up XLM for the time being. Now, when you go into the XLM chart and try to see, okay, what were we doing before with similar price action and the pattern, this picture comes in front of us. And it kind of gives you an idea that each time when you prepared these kind of patterns in the price action, it kind of was really choppy, really uncertain, and then the price action dropped. So let's look at this. The price went up. The base still remained the same. So the price was going up, the base still remained the same. Now, note this. While the price action was doing such a move on a 3-day or a weekly, the RSI was saying, no, I'm not going up, guys. I'm not going up. That's a trap. Okay, I get that. Now let me go into Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm jumping back into Bitcoin into same time horizon. Now, you guys have to comment this. Maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm an idiot. But look at this and say this. The price action here says I'm going up. What does the RSI convey to you? I mean, if I'm learning from the history, I don't want to go with that. Why? Again, when the RSI was going down and the price was going up, you saw what happened. At least just below the moving average. How much below the moving average? The support was 10% below the moving average. Okay. If we plot that right now, that's 89,000, which again is the baseline support here. That makes a lot of sense. Now, put that on a monthly, put that on a weekly. This is how you look for the macro. Weekly already suggests the fact that you're below 70. Now, what does that mean? Last time when you came below 70, tried to get back in there and got rejected. That was the phase of one of the first biggest leg. How much was the biggest leg? Measure it. 28%. So if you put that 28% from the local swing high, the price action reached $75,000. These are multiple odds in front of you in the market. Now, go back to the altcoin market, go back to the total crypto market. It does convey you some kind of bullish structure. But remember, from 2017, it's been building a rising wedge. It still has a room to ride to $10 trillion. But all that you need to look at is this. Does it show weekly negative divergence, which usually is the top? If it does not, perfect. Those coins have a higher odds of going back up with much crazy ROI after the current choppy move is done. Another 4 or 5x from here, say we drop, say keep it XRP as an example. We drop 50%. Yeah, we come back down to $1.5, $1.7. We bounce another 5x from there. What does that mean in terms of price? Yeah, you're watching $7 to $9, $10 range, which is achievable if you do this pattern. Now we go on to the altcoin market. Put the macro momentum in. The monthly states, I'm still bullish. You don't have to go negative. But the monthly also shows you this. When you do see a negative divergence, you have to get out. Now, we are not yet there. But in between, to understand each of those drops, you now need to zoom in on this region. How it started, how it ended, how could you use that? Yeah? So we go back in there. This is total altcoin market showing you a small drop, 30%. Yeah? Small drop, still 30%. Another small drop, 33%. So you kind of get to understand this. Yes, on a monthly, on a macro, you were going up. But how did all of those start the drop? Just before the 30% drop started, you saw a weekly RSI going below this. Okay, where are we right now in the altcoin market with the RSI on a weekly chart? What do you make of this? It's up to you. Now, last time you did something similar, that happened way right at the top, the first red candle. First red candle. Then what happened? Yeah. So if you had a choice, what would you do? Ride the 35% to the downside from there, saying I missed the top, or selling it there, buying it somewhere close to the bottom. If you pick a weekly on Altcoin, it was really worse. It dropped 28% below the moving average. Put that into perspective, say 25, 26%. From the top, what does that mean? 47, 48% drop. That is still a probability. Now, two, don't miss this. Don't miss this. There's a lot of crypto assets right now showing you this. To these swing highs, you have a negative divergence. I don't like that. Yeah. So some of these crypto are going to be slow or going to take a big hit. Some of them are not. And that is where the attention shift has to be. That is exactly where the library here in the Scientific Investor family is bringing you into. The latest digest, yes, it was so delayed. Yes, it took a lot of time. But that was like what? 35, 40 sheets. Negative divergence, its continuation, its follow-up, so that you know which of these assets are doing negative divergence and what the hell they really are doing. Yeah, what you can expect further. So if you want to be a part of that, join the SI family. Limited tiers are available, because I believe after this cycle, we are going to take a long break. 2 months, 1.5 months, 2 months, big break, and then come back into the market, grab the opportunities. But right now, you pick up XRP for that matter. We are in a bullish structure, there is no doubt. No doubt. But what's the trouble? We just talked about a pattern which was originated in XLM, a highly correlated asset. Yeah? So you're now going back up. And not just that, you also have a negative divergence on that upside. Again, I don't like it. Because if you try this and get rejected at that 3.6, yeah, I'll use that local swing high. If it comes, I'll take some more out. As you guys already know, I'll put another order, pick it up. But then if it comes back down here, I don't like it. If it stays up here, $2, $2.2, I'm happy. Because it doesn't have a negative divergence on the weekly. But now go on to a weekly. If this week is choppy, you go down, come touch this crazy move and then go back up, I'm happy. If the weekly closes here in red, what should you make of it? I mean, this is the time that you have to pause and think. Look at this top. Analyze that top. What can you gain from that? I mean, real data, real information. You go back in time. You're picking at that top. You're looking at that top. What can you understand? The daily showed you a negative divergence. Do you believe and trust the negative divergence? Maybe I'm out of market. I'm out of touch in the market. Fine, I agree. But look at this. The price went up. You had a negative divergence. Whether it was a small drop of 47% or it was a tiny drop of 75%, it all started with a negative divergence on a daily. Now follow it up. Erase all of those. Watch this region. Yeah? Put it on a 3-day chart. Did the 3-day chart tell you the fact that the RSI is dropping below? So the daily showed you a negative divergence. That was good. 3-day showed you I'm dropping below overbought territory, meaning sellers are entering or buyers are going out. Then you pick up the weekly and look at the same zone. What do you understand? The weekly showed you I have a negative divergence. I clearly do. And then 2 negative divergence on the weekly, the macro, which is this, and the micro, you were going still to the upside there with the RSI dropping. So the weekly confirmed that nail. It hammered it in. But as long as you see the weekly is not doing that, I'm good. This is good. But if the weekly does show that, it is not. So now it's all up to next 1 week. After waiting for such long period of time in the market, what is next few days? Till the next Monday. It's not a big deal. But I want to make sure you guys understand this. I want to make sure you know what risk you're willing to take if you are not taking any of your profits out. I want to show you the fact that all of these in history showed you something. Maybe the whales are going to flip-flop, do a lot of different things. Fine. But if not, if we play by the history books, you do have a negative divergence. You may make this swing, conforming that roof, and then start dropping. So if you haven't taken any, or if you still have a lot in the market, 60-70% still in the market, that's a good opportunity if it swings high. Keep that in mind. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button. And if you want to join the Scientific Investor family, use the link in the description below and make sure you ride this wave till the top to the perfection. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.